Guess who's back? Back again. What's up, YouTube? Thank you very much for hanging out and bearing with me. My mouth actually is not completely healed. My tongue is still a little bit swollen, but I can at least talk without pain, and I am back. Those who know, I actually posted a video explaining why I've been gone for a while, and I've been gone for a while because I had an allergic reaction to when I was in the hospital last week to anesthesia I had never been under before, and I woke up with a swollen tongue. I don't know what's going on. Nobody can explain it, but that's what happened. And I made a video explaining how much it hurts, and I started losing subscribers, so I brought that video down because I was like, why am I losing subscribers by telling people what's wrong? Anyway, we're back. Who cares? We are back. It's a brand new day, and I can talk. And I'm here to make a video. And we've got a lot to talk about today, man. I've got a week's worth of stuff to talk about. And guess what I've been doing this week? I've been doing some homework. I watched Ederson play for Atalanta. I watched Delap play for Ipswich. I watched Cunha play for Wolves. And I watched young Franco Mastantuono play 2 games for River Plate. And I got highlights to show you from the Mastantuono game. And my thoughts on that. I'm not going to give it away, but I think you can see on my face, I've already probably given it away, but I'm not going to give it. I'm going to try not to give it away, and we're going to do that towards the end. But first, we got to talk about this Bournemouth game and get it out of the way. So the Bournemouth game, it sucked. It was the same old, same old. We actually didn't do that bad, but we gave up stupid chances, and we made some really bad passes. You know what gets me, guys? Sometimes, and the manager said this at the press conference, and if I find it, I'm going to put it in the video somewhere around here. And if I don't find it, I'll just tell you what he said. What he said was, we make stupid passes, we make really bad passes, and make turnovers and give the other team a run at our goal. Guys, this is the same thing that would happen in Erik Ten Hag's time. Like, I don't know why our passes are so sloppy. I don't want anybody blaming the manager for this kind of BS, if you will, this bad, poor play or bad passing. These players just need to be a little bit better with the ball. I used to make videos last season with when Erik Ten Hag wasn't around, and I would say, like, I don't understand. I think our players are allergic to the ball, and they like to give it away. Today, it was a little bit of that, not as bad as it used to be, because we have some players who are technically better than the players we had last season with the ball. But still, it was sloppy at times when a pass doesn't look that difficult. And we gave away the ball just far too easily and far too many times and made that game way more difficult than it needed to be. We needed that red card to change the game, but the other person who really changed the game for me was when Mason Mount came in, and Chido Obi actually was very dangerous, and he looks good. I'm very excited about Chido Obi and next season. I'm excited to see him get more minutes and get some more playing time, because I think there is a player in there who knows how to use his strength, his body, and his size, but he still looks a little bit out of sorts with his own growth spurt that he must have had in the last year or two. Like, you could see that he's almost stumbling around when he has to move as fast as he has to move in the Premier League, as opposed to in the under 21s where he doesn't have to move so fast and he doesn't have to make that first step so fast. But he does know how to use his body. As soon as he gets his balance or his feet under him and realizes like how to keep his balance with his big body and his growth spurt that he must have had in the last 2 years, this kid's got something. I see something. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm biased. I see something, though. There's something there. And I'd like to see him get more minutes, and I'm sure he's going to get more minutes next season. But who is he going to be playing behind? And that's where I really want this discussion to go. The thumbnail had a picture of Cunha, Ederson, and Delap, and I'm saying, is this really going to happen? I think we all know that Cunha is coming, and any of you guys who are not looking forward to Cunha or have concerns about Cunha's walking stats or whatever that I've been seeing online, listen, stats are... they're very important. Don't get me wrong. All of us in coaching use a lot of stats for any sport that we're coaching in. Data analysis, having data is very important, but how that data is interpreted and how that data is looked at is also important. You have to send scouts to watch the player, and you watch the player yourself. And you tell me, when you watched the last Wolves game where he scored 1 goal and had 2 assists, did he look like he was walking all the time? It felt like whenever he was around an area where he can be pressing, he presses. I watched the game because I wanted to go, I never thought of him as a walker, and I wanted to go, okay, now that we're hearing about that, and I've also had some of you viewers comment on my stuff and let me know that, like, hey, Cunha's kind of lazy, man. I'm concerned about Cunha and blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, okay, maybe I need to look at this differently. I need to dive in a little bit deeper and really watch for these things because I didn't see it. I really didn't see it before. So I started watching and I was like, okay, he does walk. I see him walking, but only when he's nowhere near the play and nowhere near needing to be involved. And he does walk in the right directions. He doesn't walk away. He's walking towards the zone he should cover. And as soon as the ball looks like it's going to go to that zone, he gets right on it. And he's not a bad presser. When it's time for him to press or work off the ball, he works, because that's really what you're saying when you say someone walks too much. When you say someone's walking around, you're saying that off the ball, out of possession, he's useless to the team. That is not Cunha. Cunha is not useless to the team. He is walking in the right directions, and as soon as the ball is kind of in the zone where he needs to be more proactive, he is. He's very active. He's willing to press. He does run. But you can tell that he's the kind of player that has to watch his stamina, if you will, maybe, and that's why he walks so much, because he wants to still have something to give in the last 10 minutes, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'm making excuses for him, but I just didn't see his walking as a problem, if you will, because I didn't feel like he was walking at a time where you can make a meme out of it and go like, watch this guy just blow right past him because he's walking. I didn't see any of that. As for Delap, now I made a video reviewing Delap's game, and I said that I'm not sure if this kid knows how to use his body, and I'm not sure if this kid is going to be able to hold up the ball and give us what we need. I get the goals, and I get how successful he is scoring goals at his young age in his first season in the Premier League and all that stuff, and that's all great. I understand that, and I also understand the value proposition where he's only worth. I mean, his price is only like £30 million or somewhere around about that area. So I do understand the value proposition, and I understand that he can score goals, or he has shown that he can score goals in the Premier League at his age. I don't think he can score 20 goals, so he's not going to be someone who's going to come in for us and give us 20 goals. So more importantly, I was like, well, can he at least hold up the ball? Because that is something we're severely lacking that the Ten Hag system very much needs. The first game I analyzed of him when I made that last video, where if you're new to the channel and you haven't seen it, or if you're been with the channel and you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's got the lap on the thumbnail. Maybe I'll throw up the thumbnail right here somewhere. Go check that video out. I analyzed his game for that one game, and he did a very poor job of hold up play and getting the ball. But this last game, he did better. He did better in the last game that I watched him play in, but it wasn't magnificent. It wasn't Gyökeres levels of hold up play and things of that nature, but it wasn't bad. It was better than what we have, and I'm okay with that. And I understand the value proposition and where we are right now with our budget, and the fact that, look, I wanted Osimhen. Everybody knows I wanted Osimhen, or I want Gyökeres. The fact that I think we're not getting Gyökeres because he probably doesn't want to go to a team that's not going to have Champions League, or maybe his age profile. I don't know. For some reason, it seems like he's just not a Manchester United fan. That could be another thing, because I read that about him like 6 months ago, that he's not a Manchester United fan, that he'd rather go to Arsenal and stuff of that nature. So maybe he is going to Arsenal. Maybe he's going to end up at PSG if they offer him more money, because I think they're in need of a good striker like him. I don't know. I haven't heard anything about PSG and Gyökeres, but for some reason I have a gut feeling that PSG and Gyökeres just makes sense. But we'll see. We'll see where that goes. I just don't think Gyökeres is going to end up with us. And maybe it's wishful thinking. I don't want Gyökeres to play in the Premier League unless he's playing for us. So maybe it's wishful thinking that I'm like, oh, maybe he's going to end up at PSG where they have money to pay. Let's see. Let's see what happens. But with that said, I don't think we can afford Osimhen. And I told you guys this months ago, like at least 2 months ago. I said Osimhen is only going to go to a team that pays him what he makes in wages after taxes, and that because I already had done the math, and I told you guys this is going to end up being more than 260,000 pounds a week, more than 260,000 pounds a week. I think it came out to like 280 or 320. I can't remember the exact math, for him to make what he needs to make after taxes, which is the same as he's making now in Italy. He's bringing home a lot of money, and the tax bracket in England is higher, so we would have to pay him an exorbitant, like a huge amount of money, and also his transfer fee and agent fees. And the Saudis are willing to pay that, I guess. So he's probably going to end up in Saudi Arabia. I don't know. We're going to find out. It just doesn't look like Osimhen's coming to us. Get in the Champions League or not, it just doesn't feel like it. But it does feel like there's a lot of talk around Ederson. So I watched Ederson play for Atalanta. And the thing I really liked about what I saw when I watched him play for Atalanta is he's always jogging. He's always moving. He's not running that fast, by the way, but he's always in movement and he's always taking up good positions and he arrives in the blocks late. I mean, he got player of the match in the last game. I forgot who they were playing against, but he got man of the match. Oh, AC Milan. How could I forget? AC Milan, he got man of the match and he scored the only goal in that game with a header. Perfect arrival in the box at the right time to meet that header, to meet that cross with his head. Great play, good, defensively sound. I really enjoyed watching him play. I don't know, like I really I want him. I want Ederson is what I'm trying to get at, really. Physical beast. But Atalanta are known to get good money from us for their players. Like they didn't get a little bit of money for Ahmad. Ahmad was a relative nobody, had only played like maybe three games in the Serie A and with the big boys, and we paid 40 plus million euros for him. I want to say more than 40 million euros for a kid. Don't get me wrong, I love Ahmad, but Atalanta made out pretty well with that deal, and we paid. And then we all know how much we paid for Rasmus. I mean, we're still paying for Rasmus. It was a lot more than he's worth. It was a lot. It was at least 15, 20 million more than he's worth, even though he was scoring a lot of goals. We still could have probably paid under 60 million euros to get him. If our badge didn't say Manchester United, we would have paid 15 less, right, to buy him. So right now, I think once they get that kind of money from us for those two players, I don't think they're going to let us have Ederson for less than 65 or 70 million euros. Like that's what they're going to ask. So we're probably, knowing how Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos operate and Barada operates, we might make one or two offers and then walk away, just like we did with Branthwaite. So I'm not holding my breath here, and maybe that's something we need to do so that the next midfielder we go to, the team knows that, like, oh, these guys will walk away if we don't accept their terms or their deal. Maybe that's what's going to happen. I really hope not. I really hope we end up with Ederson because that's the player I want. He's all around exactly what we need, exactly what we're looking for, and has the physicality. And he's not young. He's not like Dorgu where he still needs another year to get good. To be honest with you, like I'm watching Dorgu and I'm like, man, Nuno Mensch would have already been good, but it's fine. Patrick Dorgu, I'm here to back him. Let's back him. But it's going to take time. You could tell he's rough around the edges. It's going to take some time. Now, with that said, guys, I watched a couple of River Plate games. I watched the one from last week, and I watched today's game. Well, for you guys, it'll be yesterday. Today, right after the Bournemouth game, River Plate had a game against Boca Juniors, which is a Clásico for them. I mean, that is the biggest. If you know anything about Argentinian football, even if you don't know, but if you heard those two names, you know that these two teams are huge rivals and they hate each other. But let's talk about the first game first, the one from last week. So when I was watching Mastantuono, look, just like most of you guys, I've seen all the highlights and the clips online on YouTube, the little compilation videos, but really you don't really know a player when you watch that. So I watched the first game. I got a lot of video to show from the first game, so that's what we're going to do. And for the second game with the Boca Juniors game, I'm just going to show a couple of things that I saw, but not a lot. I'm going to show mostly from the first game because he did the second game. He did more of the same things he did in the first game. So in the first game, what I noticed about him is he likes to move into these nice areas. Like he really finds opening pockets, makes himself available for a pass. This is a 17-year-old kid, mind you. 17-year-old kid, and he already understands positioning, where to be, how to move, and when to get out of space and into space to make himself available for a pass. I'm going to start showing some videos here. Like in this example, he's occupying the pocket right there and he's just waiting, biding his time. So you can see right there, he changes directions. He was running towards the goal. He stops, changes directions because he saw his teammate change directions with the ball and goes right there to occupy that open space to make himself available for a pass. We don't have enough players who are a little bit more intelligent like that. And this is a 17-year-old kid. And how many times have we seen our players just not make themselves available for a pass to help a teammate out who's double teamed in the right way, in the smart way? Like he's doing it ahead of time. Like he can already, this is what we talked about vision once. This is a little part of that. Having vision, not just for yourself when you're in possession, but when your teammate's in possession, having a little bit of vision, anticipating how your teammate might need help and where that help is best provided, and then making your way to that position. This is what he does here as a 17-year-old kid. And then when he gets the ball, look at the little pass back. That pass back is so vital, but then he moves. And this is something you're going to see a lot when it comes to Mastantuono. He loves to pass and move. He passes and then he moves into open space and gets the ball back from another player. He gets the ball back from another player, works it into his left side. He can't find a shot and he doesn't like that pass. He cuts it back. Now, this is where I worry about him. This is where I start to think this is one of his weaknesses that I'm noticing already just by watching these two games, is that even when he should be dribbling with his right foot, he keeps the ball on his left foot. Once he turned to his right here, you can see he's still keeping the ball on his left foot. I don't like that. That's worrisome, but he does a pretty good job, and it's really hard to take the ball from him. Even though he's presenting it there to the defenders, they don't stick their foot in. I think because they're scared that he's going to get away with them. I mean, he's very, very talented on the ball with his close control in his own way, and I like his strides. It's a little bit different than Ahmad's strides. Ahmad's strides are like short touches, very, very close. His legs are a little bit longer. He's got better, like different strides. I'm not going to say better because there's no such thing as better strides. They're different strides. Let's take a look at this other example here. Here, he gets the ball in this place, in this space in the middle of the field, if you will. Again, just like where an inside 10 is going to be playing for us, which is another thing that I really like, that he's kind of taken up the same positions that he would be playing here as a right side inside 10 right there. And he would get the ball right there, and watch this. With his first touch, he dribbles it towards this one opponent, and he splits both opponents and just takes off the middle. He's got a great touch. Now, that last touch was too heavy and presented the ball to the third guy, but that burst through the two guys here is fantastic. If this touch wasn't heavy, I would love to see what he was going to do next. And I think he would have tried to play a give and go 1-2 with his teammate, the striker, because another thing I noticed about him that's very, we keep hearing like, oh, the next Messi. This is kind of something they say in Argentina. They probably say that about a lot of kids every 2 years when a kid comes in and he starts doing well. So I'm not buying that. He's not the next Messi. But the one thing he does, which is very Messi-esque, is he looks to play 1-2s with his teammates. He's always looking to play a give and go or a 1-2 with his teammates. And I really like that, which means I feel like he would be a really good connection between him, Bruno, players like Xerxes, who kind of have that same intuition, that same vision to use each other as teammates and play little 1-2s, which I think we're missing in our team, which is something Sporting did a huge amount of. Sporting under Ruben Amorim played 1-2s all over the pitch, all over the wings and in the center. They always play 1-2s and move. We only did that a little bit. If you guys remember, last week we had a game where Eriksson passed to Xerxes, Xerxes to Bruno, Bruno back to Xerxes, and Xerxes got an open shot. If you remember, that was a beautiful play we had last week that didn't, Xerxes overhit it. But what a fantastic one-touch passing routine and play. And I think Mastantuono would just add to that and be amazing at it. And he would really gel with Bruno and Xerxes in that way. Like I said, he's always moving in the right places, especially after he makes a pass. Even when he doesn't have the ball, he moves in the right places to offer himself as an outlet. But when he does have the ball, He's very good with the dribble. He loves to cut in on his left, and he always looks for a teammate to play a 1-2 or a give and go with. So I started thinking, okay, I kind of want this kid now. I've kind of seen enough. He's got the brains. He's only 17 years old, and he's already doing the hard things. The football IQ for a 17-year-old is off the charts. That's off the charts football IQ. For all of you guys that sit there and always tell me, I want Arda Güler. I want Arda Güler. Look, we're not going to get Arda Güler, but this kid in 2 years might be better than Arda Güler is where I'm going with this, because his brain is something else. It's something else. And his on-the-ball skills are really good. He's got a decent shot. He's got a good pass on him. He's pretty good, man. He's pretty good. I mean, he's not the finished article, and he's no Lamine Yamal. Don't get me wrong. Lamine Yamal is better than this kid, and he can create by himself. This kid needs his teammates to help him create. He's not like Lamine Yamal where he's going to run at somebody and create something by himself, okay? This kid needs his teammates to open up, give him space. He wants to play a 1-2, a give and go with his teammates, and then he'll either create for them or he'll create something for himself with those kind of bounce passes or 1-2s. You get what I'm saying there? But I was thinking, he's 17. He said, I do want him, but he's 17. Can he really come in and play and give us decent minutes? Not start for us, don't get me wrong, but can he come in and give us 15, 20 minutes a game at 17? Maybe the club's too big for him. Maybe he needs to go on loan to OGC Nice for a season, is what I was thinking. This was last week, and then I watched today's game against Boca Juniors. And then I realized something I kind of knew before, but I never really knew it or saw it, the scope of which River Plate are in Argentina. Like, their stadium is bigger than Old Trafford's. Old Trafford holds a capacity of just under 75,000. Their stadium holds 85,000. And today against Boca Juniors, that stadium was packed. And this kid, in the 25th minute, in the biggest game in the Argentinian Primera Division, Boca Juniors River Plate game, this kid gets a chance to do this. They get a free kick from far out, and this kid puts this free kick in the top bins from that far out. And that video I just showed you does not do the curve and dip on this ball justice. This is what it actually, this is how much it actually curved and dipped. This kid's got star quality. This kid's got guts. He's brave. And he's got football IQ. I think I've got my mindset on you.
Got my mindset on you, but it's gonna take money.
A whole lot of money. This kid's going to be pretty pricey. He's not going to be cheap. It's not going to be a 20 million euro deal. This kid is going to be 35 to 40 million euros. That's what we paid for Ahmad, and he's kind of worth it too. This kid is someone we should be bringing in. I'm looking forward to finding out if Sir Jim Ratcliffe has the guts to pull the trigger, and I'm looking forward to see what kind of budget we're going to have this summer. Guys, I think that if the Liam Delap deal is going to go through, because there's a chance it doesn't go through. I think if the Liam Delap deal goes through and we beat Chelsea to him, which I don't know if we will, then we might be selling Garnacho and Rasmus, because we can clear them out with Cunha coming in, Delap coming in, and then we can use that extra money for an Ederson, and maybe they got their heart set on this kid being this year's Lenny Euro. This summer's Lenny Euro might be Franco Mastantuono, and the kid has got it. He's got it. He's got high potential. You put him, you put Cheeto Obi, Liam Delap, Cunha, Ederson, you start to form a team, but we still need a center back, and we still need a right wing back. What do you guys think? Guys, let me know in the comments. I haven't asked for the likes yet. If you're still here, click that like button, man. Get the like count up. I haven't been here in a week because of, problems I had. So you got to help me out. You got to help me out. Click that like button. Subscribe if you're new. Also, if you're new, go check out my tactics video that everybody who's with the channel should be checking out. I'll put the link right here. Go check this video out. The link will also be in the description below. Thank you so much for being with me. New video coming soon after the Thursday game, the Europa League game. Fingers crossed. we win that game, and we make a match out of it back at home. I do not want to lose that game. I'll settle for a draw if we have to draw, but I really just want to win, even if it's by 1 goal. I'd like to come home feeling like we're going to get through to the finals. Guys, thank you. Hit the like button. I'll see you soon.